Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I have a handmade gift project for you, and this is to run in conjunction with the online class that I'm doing with Angie from mychickenscratch.com. The details are all on my blog. We've just launched our online class, which is 6 handmade gift projects with all the videos and instructions, and this is to go alongside it. Now, I don't know what you would want to call yours when you make it, but this is our, this I'm going to keep for myself, and this is my weekly goal chart, but you could have it as a best of thing. So you can see we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then a blank one. And as a family, we're very much, you know, I will say at the end of the day to the boys, what's been the best thing about today? And it would be nice to have somewhere to write about it. So, you know, filming day to day is Monday, so what's been the best thing about today? You're seeing it on a Wednesday, so what was the best thing about today? And you write it on your little chart, on your little bit of paper, and pop it in. And you would write it in pencil so you could rub it out and start again. And maybe on the blank one that you would put what's been the best thing about this whole week. Or in my case, because I'm very much a goal girl, you write down your goals for Monday, for Tuesday, and then your weekly goals, or things to do. But it's a good size, it's not overly huge, it's 6 by 12 inches, which is 15¼ by 30½, and you hang it. So I'm going to show you how to make it. I'm going to show it to you in different stages. Not because it's a hugely long project, it's actually a very quick project, but watching me make 8 of the same thing over and over again would be terribly boring, and I've already waffled for 1.5 minutes. So I'm just going to pop that right out of the way. You need a piece of coaster board. I do like coaster board, and it already is pre-cut to 6 by 12 to the 15¼ by 30½. You need a piece of designer series paper, and while this one was Venetian Romance, I'm actually going to work with Eastern Elegance this time. So you need it basically to be 1/4 inch smaller. Is it 1/4 inch? Yes, 1/4 inch. So 5.75 by 11.75, or 14½ by 29½. So that just gets glued on. I'm going to very quickly do it with liquid glue, but with yours, oh, gummed up glue as well. Make sure you're going right to the edges. So. But you can actually, because it was liquid glue, you have wibble room, and wibble being a very technical term, to smoosh it around and know that your glue has squodged, also a technical term, all the way to the edges. So I'm just going to push that down. And I've sponged the edges of the coaster board with the matching Coastal Cabana ink, partly because it's actually a cream colour and I'm Eastern Elegance is white, but also just because it finishes the edges. So that's that part done. I'm going to put that out of the way. Then you need, which I've put somewhere, to make these little pockets, which is where your little cards slide in and out, you need 8 of them that are measuring 4 by 2½ inches, which is 10 by 6½. I've already prepped 7 of them. I'm going to show you how to do the 8th one. So I'm going to grab my scoring tool, and you literally, you cut all 8 out, and then you score them at 2¼ inches, which is 5½ centimetres. And that's all you do. It's quite simple. Move that out of the way. You could probably fold it by hand as well, if you wanted. Fold that over. Don't burnish too hard. I'm going to sponge up the edges. And I will bring in, actually I won't, I'll keep those to one side for a minute. You can have a little tea. So I've done 4 of them in the smoky slate, and I'm sponging all of the edges of the bits you would see. I think I need to re-ink my ink pad. You also need, for the little slippy bits that go in and out, you need 8 pieces that measure 1 3/4 by 2 1/4, which is 4.5 by 5.5. So 8 of those, cut all of those out, round the edges. I think I'm going to sponge this one in the blue. I've got my Coastal Cabana ink now, and basically I'm only using 2 colours. I'm only using Coastal Cabana, and I'm only using Smoky Slate as the 2 colours, because those are the ones that I've picked out. There we go. piece of designer series paper. Again, you need 8 of those, and I will bring in one I've already made. So I've chosen the one that is all smoky slate and the one that's smoky slate and Coastal Cabana, and they are 1.5 by 2 1/4, which is 3.5 by 4.5 centimetres. So again, cut all of those, cut all 8, and when I bring in the others that I've already made, I will show you how I've coloured them up. Grab your snail, and that goes over the smaller part here. So just onto that section there. Now we need to close this up, and you only want to put sticky strip on the shorter side, so this front panel, but you don't need to do it all the way to the top and bottom. So I'm just going to snip a couple of little bits. What you do need to do is keep it very, very close to the edge, as close as possible, and close to the top. Because while there is plenty of room for your little card to slip in and out, if you brought it in too far, there wouldn't be. It would be getting stuck, and it just, you know, you wouldn't be able to get anything in or out, and you'd be trying to write on it and it wouldn't work. And that would just be very frustrating. Oh, come on, backing. There we go. Right, so pop that on and then start decorating it. So you can see what I've done with the other ones. I'm going to put 3 Whisper White candy dots on this one. I've got in colour flowers there, I've got vintage buttons, what else have I got? I've got little buttons, all sorts. Oh, flickery lights. So there's those 3. I want to stamp the number, and I know that I need to do T4, I think it's Thursday, is the one that I've got left over. And I've got an in colour marker because I actually only want to do the letter T. So this is, which set is this? You'll have to forgive my ever so slightly fuzzy brain today, I've got a really bad cold. This is Occasion's alphabet. So although it says T is for together, I only want the letters. So I'm just using a Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going over the T. And it fits perfectly with the petite curly label punch that you can see there, and it's just an ideal size. One of those, quickly sponge the edges of that. And then I've got some little crystals, little rhinestones here, because everything needs a little bit of bling, don't you think? So one on the bottom there, pop that up with a dimensional. And that can go in the top right hand corner. I want to put a button on the end because that's actually the kind of handle that you use to pull these in and out with. And I've got the neutrals button pack, which has got the smoky slate and it's got Whisper White as well. So I've got one. Here's my mini glue dots. I grab a glue dot onto the back of that, and then I've found it's easier actually to put it at the bottom rather than trying to look through your fingers to see if it's lined up properly. So that one there, and that slides easily into place, and I will now bring in the others and then show you how to put it all together. So these are all the different ones that I've done. So I've chosen to have 4 Coastal Cabana bases, so the cardstock part, 4 with the smoky slate, and then 4 with this designer series paper, 4 with that, and then I've got 4 of the smoky slate buttons and 4 of the Whisper White. So you can see how I've put it together to get the idea. So I'm quickly going to build it up now for you, and you do want to spend a few seconds just lining things up and seeing if you're happy with where it's all going. And I have got the numbers in order somewhere, so not the numbers, the days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, I've lost Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there we go, and the spare one. And you need to position it slightly closer to the bottom so that we've got room for the ribbon. And again, liquid glue is better for this because it just seems to allow you that little bit of slip. So there we go, that's pretty much positioned. But you know, we can work with the handmade theory. Handmade doesn't have to be perfect. So there we go. And also these spots from the designer series paper, which is from the paper stacks, is ideal for lining up. Oops. And for those of you who've asked about an advent calendar that I have made for my children, which I did a sneak peek of, this is the similar way that you would do it, although that calendar is set bigger with only 3 on each of these. But it's very similar. It's a case of folding up pieces of card and slipping in that little piece of white card or vanilla card or whatever colour that you want to put your activity on if you're doing an advent activity. And obviously by the fact that I think, well, it's the 2nd of December today that I'm filming, so the 4th of December is today that you're viewing this. Maybe get your advent colour done quickly, maybe. So there we go, so that's the days of the week on. You can, the small 1/2-inch circle punch will punch through coaster board and it will punch through designer series paper. It does need a bit of effort, and I like my punches, so I'm not going to do it today. I'm just going to bring in my big hole punch. So a couple of holes on each side. And then my smoky slate ribbon, which I forgot to get out, excuse me 1 second. There we go. And this smoky slate, the chevron ribbon is lovely because it's by the fact that it's chevron, it's very of the moment. But I like this one because it's got the white in it as well, which is perfect for this project. Decide on the length you want. Tie your knots. Make them a little prettier. Pull them taut, and then that is your chart. So whether you want to call it a weekly goal checker, a things to do, I don't know. The best things about today, but it's great because it's you would write on these in pencil, or maybe you could just make loads of them and you know, change one each day. But I like it. It's very much the kind of thing that our family does. We write down things every day, things that we've done, things we want to do, and I'm very much a goal girl. So there's my 2 versions, the pistachio pudding and the chocolate chip of Venetian Romance, and the Coastal Cabana and Smoky Slate of the Eastern Elegance. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and don't forget to go and check out the Handmade gift class. There's 6 amazing projects in there. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Bye.